Oh my gosh, I think I'm out of a job. Hey, I'm Knox, and today we're going to start part 1 of our Knox ethical hacking series. Today we'll be installing 3 different tools to get us off the ground. First, we'll be installing Cursor. Cursor is a fork of VS Code that has been specially optimized for AI, and nowadays you really need to be using that in your work, your notes, your stuff, etc. The second tool that we'll be installing is VMware Workstation. Now, in the past, a lot of times we would have done VirtualBox, but now VMware Workstation Pro is free. It's a little tricky to get downloaded, but I'll show you how to get it done. And of course, the third thing we'll be getting ready will be a Kali VM. So we'll download the Kali ISO. That's the format that you download to be able to create a virtual machine. And then we will build a virtual machine inside of VMware Workstation Pro, where we'll be able to do our ethical hacking. If it doesn't all completely make sense right now, don't worry. We'll take it slow. We'll get you there. All right, let's dive in. Okay, now let's install Cursor. And to do that, just use the link that I gave you down in the description, cursor.com, super easy. All right, you're gonna go over here. You are gonna wanna sign in. So make sure you sign in and get an account. They're gonna require that. You're gonna get some free uses of how to use it. I'll show you more about how to set it up. You can use your own API from OpenAI or from Anthropic. And we can put those in if you don't wanna pay for an account. You can just use your own API. This is the way everything's going. We hit download, and there we go. It's going to start to download. All right. You're just going to want to give it permission to run, and then you'll just run the steps and finish it out. And then meet me back here for our next tool. All right, so first things first, got to get to the support.broadcom.com website, and you're going to have to register. So click on this little register button right here. And once you click register, you'll have to use your email address, and you'll have to go through a whole bunch of hoops, and you'll have to sign up, and then you'll have to do a confirmation email, and then you'll be able to get in. So get through that, get back to the front support page, and meet me back there. All right, here we are. This is the download page. The link is going to be in the description. Problem is that Broadcom's portal site it's terrible to navigate. So I've done the work for you. I went and found this link. Once you've got to log in, hit the direct link, come here. Now, the next thing is you've got to hit this for personal use, Windows for personal use. I did it the wrong way the first time, messed up. Hit for personal use. We're going to hit 17.5.2 right here. Here it is. We're going to agree to the terms and conditions. We have to do that. Okay. And finally, what? Prior to downloading, additional verification is required. Okay, I'm back. All right, they just want to know your address and some other things, which is really annoying. I hate that they do that, but once you get through that, now I can finally download this bad boy, and we can start getting it installed on Windows. So we'll wait for this download, and then we'll get on it. Okay, now that the download is done, once you click on it, you'll get this can't verify. We're going to go ahead and run it anyway because we're crazy. All right, and now we're here at the Welcome to VM Workstation Pro. All right, we're going to click Next. We're going to agree. Enhanced keyboard drivers. I normally go ahead and click this one. I don't necessarily change it for, I don't reboot immediately for that. I'm going to add the tools to the path. Product update. No, we do not want to be a part of the VMware Customer Experience Program. We don't care. Desktop shortcut. Yep, that's fine. And in my case, I need to upgrade. I'll see you when it's done. Okay, and assuming that all goes well, when you get to the end here, just click Finish. All right, now fire up your Workstation Pro. Now, I'm going to go down here and make sure I pin this thing to my taskbar so that we know where it's at in the future. And then you'll see mine has this weird license thing. It's because I had it before and I had it licensed, and now it's personal, so I assume that's why it's doing it. But it says like Workstation Pro is now licensed for personal use. And so for some reason, it's still giving me a warning. I don't know why. But we're good to go. And next up, we'll be getting ready to install Kali Linux. Install Kali, click the link again in the description I have. But once you get here, once you've clicked that in the description, installer images, recommended. That's what you want to click. Okay, now that we're here, we want to get the 64-bit. We want to download this 4 gig file right here. Click on this, download it. I'll be back. Next thing we're going to do is create our Kali VM. Okay, are you ready? It's the moment of truth. We're going to create the Kali VM. Create new virtual machine image. All right, and welcome to the new virtual machine wizard. What type of configuration do you want? We want typical. Installer disk. This is the ISO that we just downloaded, okay? That's how you install these things. You do it from an ISO. So we're going to go to My Downloads. Okay, we want to click on this Kali Installer ISO. All right, so there it is, Kali Installer ISO. And now we're going to hit Next. Okay, what kind of image is this? It's Linux. What kind of version? I happen to know that it is Debian. So let's see if Debian's on here. Debian, there we go. We're going to go with the newest version of Debian. I think it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, so virtual machine name. We're just going to name it Kali. And location, this is important. You've got to make sure you have plenty of space for it. And I personally do not have enough space on my C drive, so I'll be back after I find a good location for it and move on to the next step. Okay, so for me, I had plenty of space on my D drive, and I created a folder called Ethical Hacking, and that's where I'm going to put it. So let me hit Next. Now we have to have the amount of space. Now, in my case, I'm going to give us 40 gig. I think that'll be enough. Make sure you have that much on your hard drive if you're going to give it that much. The recommended size is 20. How much you're going to be using this, you'll want to decide how you want to do it. Split into virtual files, yeah, that's fine. We'll just go with the recommended on that. Okay, there it is. Now, don't just hit Finish. Hit Customize Hardware, because it just gave it the minimum. Now, in my case, I've got a machine with a lot of RAM. So if you've got a lot of RAM, give it a little more. I'm going to give mine 8 gig of RAM because I've got enough room to do 8 gig of RAM. All right, going to show you a trick. If you right-click down here on the taskbar and you open the Task Manager, this will open up. Go to the Performance tab, and you can look here, look at your CPU, and you can see here that I have, in my case, 1 socket, 8 cores, and 16 logical processors. So I don't want to give it any more than half of my machine. So I'm going to tell it that it can have 4 processors and a total of 2 cores per processor, so it gets 8 cores total. So whatever you feel like will be good for your machine. You may have to experiment and see if it's bogging your machine down too much, but I'm going to try that. Okay, and once that's done, we've got some memory, we gave it some cores. Let's hit close. And now, hard drive, memory, cores, we want NAT, that's fine. Customize, finish, click finish. And there we go, there's our device. So now, we're going to hit this power on button. All right, so now we're here. We want the graphical installer. I click inside here so that now this is the active window. We're gonna do graphical install. Okay, so now here we are. English. Yes, that's what I want. Continue. United States. That's where I'm at. Now you know. American English. Oh yeah. Loading additional components. Detecting network hardware. All right, so now this is the host name for your machine. We are going to name this guy Spectre because I like that name. Spectre. Name it whatever you want. Ghost. Phantom, Spectre, Pikachu, whatever you want to name it. Go ahead. Knock yourself out. Don't need to worry about domain. We're not doing that. This is just a VM on a single machine. All right, first of all, we have to get a name for the new user. Now, in my case, I'm just going to do Knox. So there we go. Full name for new user, Knox. Select a username for the new account, Knox. Now, strong password. Time zone, very important. Detecting disks. Okay, now, in this case, for us and for what we're doing, we're just going to do the guided use entire disk. Okay, hit continue. There's the disk we made, 42 gig. That's the one we told it. It'll be whatever size you told it when you were creating it. All the files in one partition. That's all we're going to worry about right now. If you're an advanced user, maybe you use Arch or something, you're used to taking partitions, but we're not going to worry about that right now. All right, and we're going to finish partitioning and write changes to disk. Yes, and so you can't just blow through this. This says no. Write the changes to the disk. Yes. So we're going to click yes and continue. Installing base system. All right. So next we get to choose the desktop environment that we want. Now, in my case, I really like having KDE Plasma, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. XFCE, if you have a desktop that is, or if you're running on a machine that is not that strong, then you can use the XFCE, a desktop environment. Or GNOME, if you prefer GNOME. I'm going to use KDE because it's cool and because I want to use it. And you have the collection of tools, yes. Top 10 most popular tools, yes. And then default recommended tools, yes. This part is a little strange. It's a little strange. But I'm going to go with KDE Plasma. You can go with whichever you want. Remember, if you are doing this on a machine that doesn't have a lot of resources, memory or processor, then just go with XFCE. It's not as resource intensive.
All right, so it's installing the software now. It's going to take a hot sec to get done.
So I'm bored a little bit here. I'm going to juggle just a little while this is... Write in the comments below what you do when you're waiting for things to install. That was pretty good. All right, and finally, you're going to end up on this stage, and this is about installing the Grub bootloader. We don't need to talk about what that is right now, but you want to go ahead and hit yes, please install that, hit continue, and then you want to make sure, again, don't just smash that continue button. You want to hit this dev SDA. Yeah, you want to hit that. Okay, the installation is complete. It's time to reboot. So exciting. All right, here we go. By the way, now you can finally click this I have finished installing. And here we are. We've got our brand new, beautiful Kali Linux VM setup. Awesome. Let's type in that password and open it up. Oh, I love that background. I haven't seen that one yet. That's beautiful. All right, we're in. Good job. Got any problems? Put them in the comments. I'll try to help if I can. And that's it for this one. We'll move on in the next part and we'll start diving in. We've got a lot of customization.